Hi everyone, welcome back to the second episode of Minecraft Sires. How you guys doing today? So, as you can see in the screen, I finally got myself a pro controller. So that means no more stubby Minecraft Pocket Edition buttons, you know. So anyway, in this episode, we got extremely lucky. We managed to go down the cave. I managed to die twice again. Not twice, but I died again. But anyway, we ended up going off mining, and it was very successful. It got to a point where I managed to get full iron armor and almost full iron tools as well. But at the same time, it wasn't all that successful. But during the whole mines in this whole video, um, I ended up finding lapis a bit early. Yes, you heard me correctly, lapis. So I went down near to the caves earlier, and I ended up finding a blue block. Like, I never seen this blue block in this texture pack before, and mostly enough, I didn't know what it was. If it was a blue block, that means I couldn't really mine it with a stone pickaxe. So I went ahead and left it, and you'll be able to see in the video when I'm talking about a different whole stories, but mostly I did end up seeing that whole blue block and I died. Yeah, maybe it'll be worse mining it as well, but during the whole cave trip and everything, this is a part where I died. I got blown up by a creeper and everything. But other than that, it was a very successful mining trip, and we got a lot of copper, a lot of iron, and a lot of cobblestone. And mostly this episode, again, revolves in going off mining and all. Anyway, here's the first story of the day. So, there was this once, I was heading down to the store, and that's about it. I just went down to the store, and that's it. Got some chicken wings and a bottle of Starbucks. Nothing interesting at all. But are you guys liking that new game for the PlayStation, God of War Ragnarok? How you guys liking it? I like it. I love to play it someday. Love to, but I don't have a PlayStation. I would actually like to actually play one of the PlayStation games, such as God of War 3 and all. I mean, I could order it, but I actually don't have any. I don't have cash on me. I don't have cash to order it. And most of all, um, yeah, I got nothing else to say, to be honest. Yeah, this is my literally second time talking in a video. I'm not very comfortable with my voice or anything. Um, I do. I actually wish I could play much more Nintendo ROM hacks, to be honest. You know, one of those ROM hacks that Nintendo fans actually create. Uh, I managed to actually play one on my N64. I have an N64. And mostly it's called Zelda 64 Dawn of Dusk. Very good game, you know. But here's the difference. Instead of playing it on the computer, you know, like ROM hacks and everything, when you have to go through process of getting the ROM hack installed and playing it with with a keyboard and everything. I managed to play on the N64 console. The console. So, this relates to the second story. I managed to find 2 ROM hacks in one of those cartridges. Just, just don't tell Nintendo about this. I was over there at the free market in Colorado. I was in there. I found this whole game setup place. Like a store. The free market is basically stores selling things that you won't be able to find out of the stores or anything like regular stores such as Walmart or Target. They were selling luggage bags, book bags, and basically anything that you can basically sell in the free market, because it's just a place where people sell the most random stuff at all times. So, continue off with the story. I walk into the game store. Never seen it before, and this looks like it's all new and stuff. So I went ahead and, of course, I ended up buying things off from the store. I bought my Mario 64 and Mario Kart off it. I bought The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time in a different place, whereas I got the console, but it was in a different place. So, yes, I had bought from this man before and everything. Until after when I went back, I ended up seeing this whole thing about in games I haven't really seen at all. So it got to a point where I never seen these games before. What are these? So I went ahead and asked the staff, "Hey, bro, what, what kind of games are these?" And he goes in ahead and tells me, "Oh, those things are called ROM hacks." Basically, ROM hacks or fan-made games that I explained earlier about it. But the difference is, it was in a cartridge where you going ahead and put it in on the N64 and actually play it. And to actually be honest, I was very surprised because I knew about the ROM hacks, especially Mario 64 and everything. But the thing is, I really didn't know that it was able to be sold in a cartridge and everything. So I ended up buying these 2 ROM hacks from him, which is Zelda 64, Dawn of Dusk, and Super Mario Bros. 64. Now, I was only able to play one of these games just once because I really don't have a TV adapter to go on ahead and actually make the graphics of the old game into much more clear and everything. So I really couldn't even pass the whole game, Zelda 64. And let me tell you, after playing a whole, I'll say 30 minutes of the game, actually it was very peaceful, to be honest. I'm trying to think my words here. How peaceful I'm actually talking about, I'll actually say that there were no other people to actually talk around. Link just spawns with the Deku shield and a Kokori's sword, if that's how you say it, right? But other than that, he just spawns in a hotel, like a custom hotel. Then you have to scamper off to the forest looking for something. And to actually be honest, the forest was really big. I haven't even heard about these ROM hacks, or Zelda ROM hacks to be specific. And mostly, it got really to the point where what am I doing? What am I supposed to be doing here? So I went ahead and went off to YouTube and everything. Now, when I went off searching for ROM hacks of Zelda on YouTube, there's barely anything to talk about except for Zelda 64. Um, it there's literally no specific games that you requirement or recommend for you to actually play on. Like to me, it's actually kind of really disappointing because I just played Breath of the Wild normal mode and master mode, and I absolutely loved it that so much that I ended up buying one whole release things for the Switch. The N64 online subscription. Expensive, yes. But on the first thought, I actually managed to actually complete the game. Not was a whole 100%, but mostly just whole, the whole thing. Like I haven't even stopped playing. I actually finished the game, and let me tell you, I actually do not like Zelda games that much. If I'm honest with you, like after playing in Breath of the Wild, I absolutely love that whole game that I managed to get Age of Calamity for Christmas 2020. Secondly, I ended up actually loving it so much that I got so excited for Tears of the Kingdom. Now, that game, the whole thing, random edit on it will exist when the game actually comes out. But mostly out of anything, I actually do love the new series of the Legend of Zelda. But here's my explanation of why I actually didn't like it until I actually gave Breath of the Wild a chance. It's because mostly it had some puzzles that was mostly very difficult to actually solve. And me being me, I hardly searched up a walkthrough when I was younger. So back then I didn't even have a cell phone or anything of that matter to do anything at all. Back then I was just a whole kid trying to watch videos with my family up in the TV or watching cartoons. All I had was just my DS. That's about it. I didn't have a Zelda game. I didn't know it ever existed. And it sucks that I actually missed out on most of the games as well. Some games were stopped promoting or stopped being made by Nintendo. And now, sooner or later, I would actually catch up and actually start participating in it. Like what I mean by that is actually playing the games after when it's been released. See how much Nintendo has grown over the years. As a matter of fact, Nintendo was a very successful business cardsman, which is basically like Pokemon cards, except it was so popular that it inspired them to actually continue making them and adding coding and all that stuff. Yes, Nintendo was actually a successful business making game cards, and that's one of the things that actually very surprised me as well. It surprised me so much that I absolutely loved it. The SNES was the first ever console they ever made, and that's a good thing. Cause if it wasn't actually made, then I wouldn't actually been inspired to keep upgrading the consoles up and further, all the way up to the Switch, you know. But I did end up finding these two ROM hacks. I did end up buying them for 25 bucks, even though I can't actually get it on my PC and all. But my PC, it's very low quality. Doesn't and barely even runs a whole game. For example, FNAF. I ended up purchasing the second one, not the first one, because I find the first one very boring. So boring in fact. That's really not that much of an interest to me. The second one was very interesting. It had no doors. You had a flashlight that had run out of power. I mean, it's almost the same thing as in the first game, but still. Have you guys seen that new map pack video about how Golden Freddy never existed? It completely threw us off. I was even, and when watching that video, I was very surprised about it as well. Then sooner or later, MapPad went ahead and explained that Golden Freddy never existed due to a game maker trying to distract us from the real thing. And after when they released a security breach from it, I was actually kind of very surprised by it. Because security breach never had Golden Freddy inside of it. And I thought to myself, actually, that kind of makes sense. After when the game released, security breach, we never got to see anything about Golden Freddy around. Like, there's no animatronic, no site evidence that he was around. No, nothing. So I was very surprised about that. Like, so surprised about that as well. Now, if it was true, then that would be less shocking to me than usual. Now, I'm down. As you can see in the screen, after talking for a while, I'm over here down in the mine, still looking for something. I mean, let me tell you, I had an iron pickaxe. I was going around mining copper, iron, maybe lapis as well. But I was doing this with a Switch Pro controller instead of the buttons that Pocket Edition had. And let me tell you, it's actually finally nice to actually have this controller to actually play with. I mean, my phone battery is obviously very bad, but still, it's worth the price. If anybody's willing to get a Switch Pro controller, it's actually worth the price, to be honest. Way worse. It's worth it. I mean, yeah, sure, it's the Pro controller's made by Nintendo. Almost the same price as a Joy-Cons. Now, I do have a private survival world on it, but most like, I have my own world on the Switch, and that world is pretty much very damaged, and it could get corrupted and destroy my entire base and everything, but it still hasn't. It's because mostly I kept moving it to Realm server over back to the normal one. It's because mostly I needed gunpowder in my world, the Switch one, and mostly I absolutely needed gunpowder so bad that I went ahead and ended up purchasing one of these realm things that needed to be an 18 or an actual adult to be running this whole system, because you're spending money on it. For me, I was a responsible kid. I was working at that time, and that's how I managed to go on ahead and get that Minecoins and move it to the realm service and all that stuff. And let me tell you, it worked. And at the time, I had another channel Warner's, I didn't really have a good thing about being honest with my whole voice and everything, as you can see. And right now you can see me, I'm actually talking, but mostly I think I talked enough in this video. But if you guys take the time to actually watch this, I appreciate you, and I'll see you later.